I'm sort of centered, more or less. Yeah, she's right there. Hi, felicities. Thanks for tuning back into my channel. This is Jan Victor, and you're tuned into the channel with no name. I'm trying to do this video really quickly because today's a very special day and I have to get to work right after. I literally just came from the gym, so I actually have like my gym tights on and I switched into this really cute ASOS lace shirt. But if y'all know, if you followed my Instagram, if you are my Facebook friend, or if you're just my friend and watch my videos, today actually marks my 40 months of sobriety. So every 14th is my month of sari, but the actual anniversary is December 14th, 2013. And I'm really excited to share this video because my sobriety is a huge part of my life and has really, you know, I never expected to be where I am now. And the reason why I say that is because if you knew me circa 40 months ago, even beforehand, it's not that I was a terrible person, but that I prioritized my partying and getting turns more than other people. And during college, you know, I went through a lot of things and I used alcohol and drugs and all those things to cope. Cope is the operative word, but it really wasn't coping. It was just, I wanted to feel alive, I didn't want to feel anything, and so I ingested all these kind of toxic chemicals that put me in different states of mind where I hurt people. I would wake up and either have voicemails to see if I was alive, or I would have to apologize to all these folks, and I did a lot of things that I didn't like in my life. I didn't like that cycle and I continued it for so long. And what's crazy is I actually was hit by a car a month before I graduated and got left for dead and somehow survived. And I feel really blessed that I made it through that. But that wasn't the tipping point that got me sober. I got hit by a car and, you know, you'd think you'd be like, oh, you'd stop drinking, but it wasn't until December 13, 2014 when I had my last drink, and then on December 14, 2013, a couple of hours after those last drinks, I got pulled over and got a DUI. And it was really reflecting in jail, in the silence of it all, and just in shock at where I came from, right? Like, in this kind of like idea of, I thought I was doing really well in my life and somehow I got here to this point in my life, in this box, and just dumbfounded, and I reflected a lot and I realized this is where I really need to do something. And so it's really crazy because, you know, a lot of people say that a DUI would ruin your life, but for me, it was a turning point that helped me start to make those little steps to get my life to where I knew I was already heading, but it took a little while. I veered off the path for like a couple of years, would get back on it and veer back. And I feel really blessed to have had a supportive family and friends that helped me front money to pay to get my car back when it was towed, to pay for the actual DUI bills, because I think I spent almost like around, if not a little under, $10,000. And so the DUI came at a point when I just got hired for my job, and it was crazy because, you know, the folks at my job now took a risk on me in terms of organizing, and I feel really blessed because through my work and through the people that I've made and the folks that have become kind of my support system, I've stayed sober for that long. And part of it is I did have to attend a program to get my license back. And if you've ever seen somebody have to drive a car with a breathalyzer, it's a little rough. And I want to thank my community members that I had to carpool when I had a breathalyzer, who had good humor and didn't make fun of me. But I had to be sober for 9 months to eventually get my license back, and that was kind of like the first step. And then after the 9 months, I was like, I guess I'm gonna continue and see where this goes. And I always tell folks is I'm gonna start drinking again when I realize it enriches my life, but at this point, when I think about it and in the future, I don't think alcohol or any of these, like, you know, any of these drugs are really gonna make my life better. And so I'm pretty good right now. And so I wanted to share it with y'all just because this is actually how I've been able to afford luxury, how I've been able to afford the clothes, support my family, buy really cute bags and look really cute and travel. But it wasn't like I knew I would be here at this point in my life. And I'm not gonna take all the credit. And you know, a lot of folks believe in a higher power. That's what they talk about at Alcoholics Anonymous. My higher power is communities, the resilience of community, and the village that supported me getting to this point and making sure that I was okay. And that's my higher power, is just how amazing the folks that I'm surrounded by. And I knew that I had to take some steps, and that there were folks that were willing to help me get to where I needed to be. And so I feel really blessed to be at this point in my life. I feel really blessed to just wake up and not have to worry about what happened last night. The things they worry about are fighting the oil companies and the pollution that impacts our neighborhoods. And through my sobriety, when I got sober, I actually gave up smoking because I was working for a job fighting for clean air and defending the health of residents living next to pollution. So it would be hypocritical of me to, smoke cigarettes and fight for clean air. And it's hard, but I think I had a really good support system, and that's how I got here, right? And so I really wanted to share with y'all my sobriety. I can't believe it's been 40 months, and I wanted to highlight 40 months, even though I technically celebrated my 3 years like 4 months ago, and I didn't actually buy a bag, surprisingly. I traveled, but I wanted to highlight that just because a couple of days ago I was talking with my coworkers about this idea of like how habit forms, and it takes about like 6 to 7 weeks. And for biblical religious folks, 40 days is very iconic, and it's kind of like that period, right? Like where really you can make or break a habit. And it still shocks me that it's been 40 months, and I would not have talked to the Jan in 2013 or even before that and realized that I would be here in 2017. Not just celebrating, but organizing and doing the things I love and being surrounded by people that I love. So thanks for sharing my channel with me and just this journey. Thanks to all the folks, my family, my friends, my coworkers, all the folks that organize me and that have healed with me through all the shiz. I feel really blessed to just be surrounded by a strong, amazing village, because I'm not alone, and that's the beautiful thing about it, and that there's folks that constantly challenge me to be better and to do better and to be the best version of myself. On a side note, because I have these 2 bags, is because they actually are linked to my sobriety. These are my sobriety chips. So that's kind of why they're right behind me, but I may get another chip or maybe another gift for myself, but honestly the best gift is waking up and being alive and being with people that I love and being able to do what I'm passionate about. So I'll talk more about it, but this is just a life update, 40 months of sobriety, and hopefully to another 40 more months, another just an amazing experience, and thanks for sharing with me. Bye, felicities. I gotta head to work now, so pieces.